let's feed some fish.
It's all about shrimps, simply shrimps.
Good day everybody and welcome to this video. Now with the outbreak of coronavirus, as I'm sure everyone is aware of now, a lot of shops have kind of shut up and gone into lockdown. A lot of people aren't leaving their house and going to the stores to buy stuff. However, if you own or work in a fish shop or a pet shop, then you've got a livestock you need to look after. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing in this video. We are going to be feeding the almost 6,000 fish that we've got in this fish shop and making sure their well-being is okay and good. Now this is a two-part video, this one being the one we're actually going to feed the fish, and then I've done another one showing you how we do water changes on such big sort of aquarium systems with like 2,500–3,000 litres. So be sure to hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on that one as well, or go back and watch it if it's already gone out first. So the first section we're going to feed is the big and oddball section for people who have got 4, 5, 6 foot tanks. And if you didn't already see from the previous clips, I don't know how you would have missed him, we have got Percy the common Pleco. Now he's about 20 years old, oh he's coming to say hi now. He's about 19 inches long, so he's a hefty old boy he is. He's so sort of prehistoric looking, which leads me on to Jurassic Shrimp. If you like this t-shirt, you can find a link in the description down below. I really appreciate your support. We've got other ones such as Shrimp Wars, Lord of the Shrimps, and Finding Shrimp for all your geeky needs. Check them out down below. Thank you. But as I was saying, he's very prehistoric looking and he is a shop pet, so he's not for sale. And he gets a lot of attention, people taking pictures of him and just going, oh my gosh, is he real? And wow, he's so big. It's quite funny really, but yeah, he's a shop pet. So let's talk you through what else we actually have in this section. So the first section I would consider this big 800 litre tank here going up to the first 4 tanks there. So basically what you can't see past my hand is not part of that section, but that lot is. So let's talk you through what we have. So as I said, this is sort of like the big oddball section. We've got some South American cichlids, we've got some warus there. We've got some red line torpedo barbs, which are a great bigger schooling fish, as you can see them at the back there. And we've got some geophagus, some earth eaters. They're good for turning over the bottom, the substrate of sort of bigger tanks. And at the back you can't quite see, maybe you can see from the top view. Now, these are Pictus Catfish, and they are very aggressive catfish. There you go, you can just about see them at the back there. Lovely fish, but yeah, don't keep them with anything too small and they are very aggressive. So there is Percy, look at him sucking on the side of a tank there. He wants to be fed and we shall feed him shortly. On to the individual tanks and we will start at the bottom. So we got some small clown loaches. Forgive the dirty tanks please, because obviously we've not been keeping up with the cleaning of the tanks. That's more for aesthetics and doesn't really harm the fish too much, or I wouldn't say it really harms the fish at all. Obviously we've been doing water changes and feeding them, but cleaning the tanks, that's why they're a little bit dirty, because we haven't been. So yeah, we have got some small clown loaches, a bichir, whichever you want to say, little small one. We've got some discus in the next section. Beautiful fish, quite finicky, but a lot of them are bred on tap water now, so they're getting hardier. Very beautiful fish. More clown loaches, more discus, some silver sharks, only babies at the moment. Obviously they can grow to be over 1 foot long. They're probably what, well, you can see my hand, they're tiny. 3 inches or so, 4 inches if that. In most tanks now we do actually keep Corydoras catfish because they help turn over the substrate, so there's less detritus and debris on the bottom. Moving on, we've got another bichir. Oh, camera shy one. And then if we go up, we've got some angelfish and an Ellioti cichlid, that's how I pronounce it anyway. These can be quite aggressive sometimes, but they're beautiful fish too. There should be some reedfish in there, but reedfish are quite escape artists and they like to jump over from tank to tank. I can't see any in there. Sometimes they go over the weir at the back and into the sump at the bottom. There you go. That's what they should look like, but they're not in there. Silver dollars, nice big schooling fish again. Obviously you do want a big tank for them. And there is a fire eel. Massive tank for them because they do get to over 1 meter. You can just see his head pointing out there. On to the next section. Now this is quite mesmerizing. Electric blue Jack Dempseys. They're so tiny at the moment, they grow up quite big. I did used to have one of these. More discus on the top there. Going into some red spot severums, beautiful fish. I had one, it's probably about 4 or 5 times that size. African red-eyed tetras, don't get too big, about 10 centimeters. They're pretty much fully grown. Pardon me and my hiccups, but a very nice fish. Some decorated catfish. Obviously lots of catfish are more nocturnal, so they're hiding in the pipes. Wiggle wiggle of the tail. And then we got some bigger clown loaches, such stunning markings, but they do get to over 1 foot long, so you have to be careful what size tank you put them in. And the angelfish likes to come and say hello. Hello. Let's feed this section, and we have got a massive bucket of food because, yes, we get through a lot of food. They will go for it, I promise. Also got some algae wafers for Percy, and there's a few algae eaters in here. So chuck some of them in, they'll find them. That should keep them busy for a little bit. On to the next section, and this is the temperate section in the sense that we've got danios, so we've got some gold zebra danios in here, long fins, and we've got some gold white cloud mountain minnows. Again, see the dirt, but that's easy, just biofilm, that'll wipe off pretty easy. Normal white cloud mountain minnows, leopard danios. Danios are very hardy fish. Pearl danios at the top there. We've got some varietas platies, so they can go in cold water or temperate room temperature water. Zebra danios, they've got to be the most sort of common and hardy danio fish that you can get, and lovely markings as well. We have some Odessa Barbs. Now these really colour up nicely in the correct environment. Vivid sort of blood red, I'd describe them as. On the bottom we've got some Loaches too. Again with some Corydoras in kind of each tank. Some more angelfish. More angelfish. More angelfish. Yeah, Loaches and angelfish in there. Let's go ahead and feed this section. We now move on to the barb section. So of course we've got the classic tiger barbs, we've got the gold tiger barbs there, green tiger barbs. Where are the normal tiger barbs? Oh, here they are. Got the normal tiger barbs there. Brilliant schooling fish. I think aquarium, well I don't think, I know Aquarium Co-op did, I think it's 800-gallon aquarium with hundreds of the tiger barbs in. They really school together lovely in that. I've got some Siamese algae eaters, brilliant for eating hair algae and blackbeard algae. Highly recommend them for slightly bigger tanks, maybe sort of like 200-300 litres. Black ruby barbs. Then we got some live bearers, so we got some platies, some mollies. Then back onto the barbs, so some more rosy barbs. Again, there's a few loaches in this section too, zebra loaches. Good for eating snails if you have a snail pest problem. Some gold barbs, 5 banded barbs. These are a less aggressive barb, so more for your community tanks as opposed to tiger barbs because they can be quite nippy. Onto your cherry barbs, again a less aggressive barb, and there are some swordtails in there. That looks like most of them or all of them are female. I can't really see a male because obviously the male has got the long bottom bit on its tail. Oh no, there's a male just at the back in the middle of the frame there. So hence swordtail because it looks a little bit like a sword. Sailfin mollies, appropriately named because their dorsal fin on top looks a bit like a sail when it's upright. And some rhombo barbs. These almost look like a snakeskin pattern on them. There's so many different varieties of barbs and they're all great schooling fish. And then we've got some more sailfin mollies in here, different variety. And on to the final section of this side, and this is the live bearer side. So we're basically full up on guppies, about 9 or 10 different varieties, and we've got some platies as well. Yeah, but we do kind of keep them separate. So obviously the platies are mixed, you've got males and females in there, so if they breed, they'll breed, but 9 times out of 10 they'll get eaten in such a system with so many fish in. But we do keep the sort of female guppies down here, and then the male guppies are in the rest of the tanks so they don't breed. Because they can get to plague proportions, as I'm sure a lot of you will know if you have got live bearers. Okay, so I told a little bit of a fib. This is not the last section, because in the sump underneath we have got Malawis and the convict cichlids. Now these are greedy fish, so let's get them fed up. I think we should take a break from being inside and go outside and feed the pond fish, because it is lovely weather, blue sky. Let me turn the brightness down. Lovely day today. So on the right hand side we have got koi. For them being really active at the top, they want to be fed. There's a bit of blanket weed in some of these, but nothing you can't get on top of. Got some goldfish in this sort of temporary pond thing here. And then goldfish on this side. Some orf, golden orf and blue orf. And there are some sterlets in here. You see an albino one, he's easy to spot at the bottom there. They get to a hefty old size, they do. Some koi carp in here. Metallic ogons, they're being a bit skittish actually. And then small goldfish in these vats here. That vat there I think is empty, and we've got some green tench and grass carp in here, but good luck if you can see them, because they blend right in. And it's focused on the net. Brilliant. Let's go ahead and feed all these pond fish then. Back inside before I burn, obviously having a ginger beard and all, burn quite easily. And this is the first section of the other side, and these are dwarf cichlids and rainbow fish. So, as well as some Corydoras again. Let's start you on some mixture of rainbow fish. We also have Siamese fighters or beta splendens on this side. Some dwarf neon blue rainbow fish or dwarf neon rainbow fish. Got some normal rams in there. Bosman's rainbow fish. Now in this tank there is quite a spectacular fish. Let me see if I can ease him out. You can just about see his fins behind that twig there. Come out and say hello. There we go, what a specimen. Now this is a zebra plec, otherwise known as L046 or L46, depending on how you want to say it. And these reach a very hefty price, but they are very stunning at the same time. Got some red rainbows up here, lovely coloration, and a glisten of silver in there as well. Golden rams, different variety from the normal rams. You've also got the electric blue rams, which I did skip by. We have got a few in here too. Some more varieties platies up here. Got a lot of L number plex on this side as well. Now L number plex are not my speciality, so don't ask me to name them all, because I probably can't. Ah yes, some flash plex too. Got the wood in there, so it's kind of part of their diet as well, but I'll be shoving some algae wafers in a little bit later. The next section, and this is the gourami section I'd class it as, starting to get onto the tetras as well. But if we start down here, we do actually have some South American pufferfish in there, and I will be feeding them some bloodworms a little bit later, not the actual flake food or crisp that I'm feeding the others now. So we'll hold fire on them. Some silver tip tetras, dwarf gouramis. Going up, we've got the gold gouramis. Now, gouramis are fairly easy to sex. It's just kind of the dorsal fin on top. So males have a lot longer dorsal fin than females. Pandagaros, cleaning the glass there. I've had some of those in the past, and they're very active algae eaters. Other than like plecos that will lounge around and come out at night, the garas, well, you can see them now, it's daytime and they're out feeding. Red robin gouramis, some rice fish, Daisy's rice fish. We put some moss in there because they were starting to spawn. Obviously I'm not expecting them to kind of actually breed successfully, but they were scattering the eggs in there, we did see that. Moving up to the pearl gouramis, are a slightly bigger variety of gouramis, and some panchaks on tops, a good surface swimming fish there. And then yellow honey gouramis, these are tiny little gouramis, brilliant for community tanks. Scissortail rasboras, more cories in there. Oh, technically these are not a cory. They are the emerald catfish, which I think is something to do with their dorsal fin. The Corydoras actually have something like 7 spines on their dorsal fin, whereas these have something like 9. Don't quote me on those numbers, but it's something to do with the dorsal fin differentiating them from being the cory catfish. So this is pretty much the main tetra section. So you've got your head and tail light tetras, your black widow tetras, gold tetras. Oh no, we've got some Otocinclus in here. Nice for planted tanks. A smaller fish for keeping the algae off the glass and ornaments, rocks, whatever you've got in there. But a great little schooling algae eater. Oh my gosh, we've got shrimp. Now there is a lot of shrimp on this section. Because it's pretty much all one system on this side, they breed like crazy and they get sucked through the filter and end up in most tanks. So it's a little bit annoying trying to keep on top of them, but hey, it's good that they're breeding everywhere. So yes, we have shrimp. And then we have glow light tetras, fighter in there, showing off for us. Nice. Show us that tail. More fighters. Or a fighter, because obviously not keeping them in the same tank. And then we have some Pygmy Quarries. These are a cute little cory. These are still babies, so they do get a little bit bigger, but they don't get too much bigger than about 2 or 3 centimeters. Emperor tetras, blue emperor tetras, my bad. And then we've got some breeding cones for some bristlenose plex at the top. Again, oh, well, we've got firemouth panchaks here, so we had the golden wonder panchaks in the other tanks, and these are a smaller surface dwelling fish. Green neon tetras, so a different variety of the normal neon tetras, and because I'm colourblind, so I'm told, the red underneath is green instead of red, hence green neon tetra. And then we've got hatchet fish, which again are a good surface dwelling fish, though they are known jumpers, so try not to keep them in an open top tank and don't spook them too much, but a nice fish for swimming at the surface. This section here has got to be one of my favourite sections, and that will soon become apparent why. This is pretty much the shrimp section, as well as more tetras and cories. So let's start at the bottom then, shall we? We have got some glow light danios in here. So there are a few danios on the bottom rack of tanks. Some coolie loaches, always hiding away. That one was out for a little bit. And then we have some blue dreams or some blue neocaridina shrimp in here. Oh, I miss my shrimp. They're in there. We've got some yellow neocaridina shrimp in here. Going forward, we have some crystal black caridina shrimp. Let's see if we can get a nice shot. Obviously they're hiding in the moss. Let's Couple there. Damn it, I want my shrimp tanks up and running. We'll get there soon, don't worry guys, hold in there. Then we've got some snails, some Sulawesi snails or rabbit snails, rummy nose tetras. These are probably one of my favourite kind of tetras. Nice little bit of pattern and a little bit of colour on them. White finned bentosi tetras. And there are some Amano shrimp in here. One of the best algae eaters in my opinion, especially for hair algae and blackbeard algae. Adolphos, Quarries. We do have some rarer varieties of Quarries here, which is interesting. And then obviously you got your classic neon tetras. Everyone loves a good old neon tetra. I think I prefer cardinals to be honest, but neons are still very much appreciated in the trade. Colombian tetras, a little bit of a bigger tetra up there. Almost look like piranhas. Black phantom tetras, serpe tetras, and then we have lemon tetras. When life gives you lemons, make lemon tetras. And then we move on to our final section, which is basically the cold water section. So you've got your fancy goldfish, you've got your weather loaches, we've got some rainbow shiners, we've got some red shiners, basically everything that can live at colder temperatures and room temperature. We've also got hill stream loaches that are good for eating algae in cold water aquariums. I'm just going to run around quickly with some algae wafers and put them in each of the tanks that has plecos, algae eaters and things like that in, just to supplement them on something a little bit different. Let's not forget the pufferfish. I've defrosted some bloodworms for them. So let's see how they munch on those. So that's it, and I hope you enjoyed this video following me around feeding all the fish in this fish shop. As you see, Percy's chilling at the bottom there after a nice full belly of food. So it just goes to show you that even though the world is in a bit of crisis at the moment, we still have to come in and care for these animals and fish. So if you did like this video, whack that thumbs up. If you're new to this channel and like this kind of content, hit that subscribe button down below. And if you've got any comments, what was your favourite fish? Let me know in the comment section down below. And I shall see you in another video. Thanks for watching. See you later.
It's all about shrimps, simply shrimps. Let's keep things shrimple, simply shrimps. Do 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 do.